Hey there, fellow money enthusiasts. Let's talk about central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs for short. Imagine this, your cash but digital, no more crumpled bills, just ones and zeros zipping around. Sounds futuristic, right? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because the future of money might be closer than you think. CBDCs have the potential to revolutionize how we spend, save, and even think about money. But hold your horses. There's a dark side too. We're talking government surveillance and control over your hard-earned dough. Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get interesting. So, what exactly are CBDCs? They're basically digital versions of a country's fiat currency, issued and backed by its central bank. Think of it like this. Your physical cash is a liability of the central bank, right? Well, CBDCs are the digital equivalent. They promise faster transactions, lower costs, and even increased financial inclusion for the unbanked. But at what cost? Some experts worry about the implications for privacy and individual freedom. Are we heading towards a utopia of financial efficiency or a dystopia of digital control? Let's dive in and find out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. To understand CBDCs, we need to rewind a bit. Let's hop in our DeLorean and travel back to 2008. The global financial system is melting down, banks are failing, and people are losing their minds and their savings. Enter Bitcoin, stage left, like a digital superhero here to save the day. This mysterious cryptocurrency, created by the elusive Satoshi Nakamoto, promised a decentralized, secure, and transparent alternative to traditional finance. No more greedy bankers, just cold, hard code. Bitcoin was just the tip of the iceberg. Soon, thousands of cryptocurrencies popped up, each with its own quirks and promises. Some, like Ethereum, aim to revolutionize industries beyond finance. Others, well, let's just say they were more about memes than money. But one thing was clear, the genie was out of the bottle. Digital currencies were here to stay, and governments around the world started to take notice. They realized that if they didn't want to be left behind in the digital dust, they needed to get in on the action. Enter CBDCs. Fast forward to today, and the CBDC race is on. China is leading the pack with its digital yuan, already being tested in major cities. Imagine paying for your dumplings with a digital wallet linked directly to the People's Bank of China. Convenient, sure, but also a bit, shall we say, Big Brother-ish? The European Union isn't far behind with its digital euro in the works. Even the good old US of A is dipping its toes in the digital dollar pool, though they're moving slower than a snail in a sugar coma. But it's not just the big players getting in on the action. Smaller countries like the Bahamas and Nigeria have already launched their own CBDCs, aiming to increase financial inclusion and modernize their economies. These real-world examples show that CBDCs are not just some abstract concept. They're already changing how people transact and interact with money. The question is, will it be for better or for worse? Proponents of CBDCs argue that they're the financial equivalent of sliced bread, a revolutionary innovation that will make our lives easier and better. Imagine this, you're at the grocery store, your cart overflowing with delicious snacks. You whip out your phone, scan a QR code, and boom! Payment processed instantly, with minimal fees, no more fumbling with cash or waiting for credit card approvals. Plus, with CBDCs, the risk of fraud and money laundering could plummet. Every transaction is recorded and traceable on a secure digital ledger. But wait, there's more. CBDCs could also help governments distribute aid and benefits more efficiently. Remember those stimulus checks during the pandemic? With CBDCs, they could be delivered instantly to those in need. No delays or bureaucratic hurdles. Sounds pretty great, right? Well, hold on a minute. Before you start throwing your cash in the air like confetti, let's talk about the potential downsides. Remember that whole Big Brother thing we mentioned earlier? Yeah, that's where things start to get a little creepy. With CBDCs, governments could potentially track every single transaction you make. Bought a suspicious amount of fertilizer? That's gonna raise some eyebrows. Donated to a political cause the government doesn't like? Your funds could be frozen faster than you can say financial censorship. And let's not forget about the potential for hacking and data breaches. One wrong keystroke and your entire digital life savings could vanish into thin air. Privacy advocates are understandably concerned about the implications of CBDCs for individual freedom. They argue that it gives governments unprecedented power over our financial lives. Imagine a world where your access to money could be revoked with the flick of a switch, simply because you dare to disagree with the powers that be. That's not exactly the kind of financial future most people are hoping for. So, are CBDCs the key to a brighter financial future, or a slippery slope towards digital authoritarianism? The answer, like most things in life, is complicated. CBDCs have the potential to revolutionize finance, making transactions faster, cheaper, and more accessible. They could help reduce fraud, increase financial inclusion, and even streamline government operations. But, and this is a big but, they also come with significant risks to privacy and individual freedom. The truth is, the impact of CBDCs will depend largely on how they're implemented and regulated. If governments prioritize transparency, accountability, and user privacy, CBDCs could indeed be a force for good. But if they're used as a tool for surveillance and control, well, that's a whole different story. But whether that future is one of liberation or control, well, that's up to us. We need to have a serious conversation about the potential benefits and risks of CBDCs before they become the new normal. We need to demand transparency from our governments and ensure that any implementation of CBDCs prioritizes individual rights and freedoms. The digital revolution is here, and it's time to decide what kind of future we want to build with it. The choice, as they say, is in our hands, or maybe more accurately, in our digital wallets.